Have you ever seen a couple sailboats tied up to a 221-foot, $47 million super yacht? Yeah, me neither. Well, that was us last week when we got to hang out with the one and only Motor Yacht Loon. However, before we got the grand tour and the life of luxury, the Loon crew was interested to see how we lived on our sailboats, so we gave them a quick tour, only to find out that our boat was sinking.
Well, here we are, tied up to the Motor Yacht Loon, all excited. Ralph is giving the tour to some of the crew on Loon and lifted up the floorboards to show how we organize our stuff, and there's like 8 inches of water underneath the floor.
Every hatch is flooded, and we're gonna have to take everything out of all the compartments. Go hang out with your super yacht friends. Show them your boat. This was the last thing we wanted to deal with, so we crossed our fingers, kicked on the bilge pumps, and let the good times roll. The next few days consisted of wakeboarding, cave diving, getting an epic tour of the super yacht, and having an amazing time with the crew. After a few days of living the celebrity life, it was a miracle that Spirit Animal was still high and dry and wasn't taking on any water. However, our time with Motor Yacht Loon had come to an end, and we had to push off, say our goodbyes, and head off on our next adventure, which was to meet up with some friends on the other side of the island and do some spearfishing. Sasha! We got a ton of water under the floorboards again. Like, a lot.
We found the source of the leak, huh?
It is the prop shaft seal.
And it's pretty bad.
And it is a pain to get to. Alright, basically this is a silver collar that rides against like a graphite or carbon ring or something. And this rubber boot compresses. It pushes this ring against this silver collar, and that creates a barrier so that the water can't get between here. Well, after a while, this boot loosens up and you need to compress it, and we haven't done that yet. And so now when we're running, water comes through that seal like that, and apparently a lot of water comes in the boat. So the prop shaft is under that white bridge. So we gotta push that to compress that rubber boot, and we can't even get to it. So we've come up with a solution. All right.
Yep.
Wow, that is compressed. So one side of it is against this coupling over here, and the other side is compressing against that coupling, and we've managed to compress it about 1/2 inch. So now we can tighten the set screws on that and then remove our plastic piece, and then we should be good to go.
We have probably vacuumed, I'd say about 30 gallons of water out of the bilge. We had a lot of water coming in through that prop shaft, but now we just have to finish getting some of the last bit of water out, and our bilge is dry again.
Now we're about to crank it up and see if it works. All right. Carry on. All right, let's try this again. Now that the boat's dry, we're heading to the other side of the island to go spearfishing with some friends. You know, it took me 30 years to realize that meat and coffee do not mix. Don't get me wrong, I love to drink it, but it took me a long time to realize that it gives me a lot of anxiety and actually gives me like a short fuse, and I just get aggravated like really fast. Which is why I've switched to AG1, which is a sponsor of this week's episode. I've been drinking this for like a year now, and ever since making the switch, I can see a massive difference in my energy levels throughout the day. They're very consistent, there's no highs and lows and mid-afternoon slumps. It's just a clean burning fuel, and I feel better both mentally and internally. My favorite part about AG1 is that it's like a one-stop shop. One scoop a day and your bases are covered. There's no strict diets, tons of multivitamins. With each scoop scoop of AG1, you get 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and adaptogens that help with energy, focus, digestion, and immune support. Especially on days like today when we are about to go spearfishing, you definitely want to keep that heart rate down, and you just don't want an excessive amount of caffeine and anxiety pumping through your system. I might also add that this has no artificial colors, sweeteners, or preservatives in it. It is very healthy, and if you want to give it a try, use the link in our description or scan the QR code to get $20 off your first subscription of AG1. And also, all new members will get a $76 valued welcome package. Anyways, thank you so much AG1 for sponsoring this episode. Now let's get back to it.
Dude.
What's up, man? Dude, y'all crushed it.
I mean, dude, this place is sick. We have this whole anchorage to ourselves, and there's like nobody around. There was a ton of fish everywhere, a huge mackerel.
Really?
Yeah, and I passed on some giant dogs because I know the situation with Ciguatera out here. I have a local that like gave me all insight. We were passing up on like 20-pound dog snapper.
Dope. What is Ciguatera? Ciguatera is a neurotoxin that can be extremely harmful to humans, causing not only gastrointestinal issues, neurological issues, heart problems, long-term disabilities, and in severe cases, even death. It comes from tiny marine algae that produce the toxins, which get eaten by small reef fish, which get eaten by larger predator fish, which end up right on some of our dinner plates. The problem? Well, it's completely tasteless, odorless, you can't cook the toxins out of the meat, and there's no instant test for Ciguatera. In fact, it can't even be detected underneath a standard microscope because it's so small it exists in the parts per billion range. Ciguatera can be found all over different parts of the world, mainly in tropical and subtropical waters, and the algae that produces these ciguatoxins are commonly found on shallow reefs, and it varies by species and location. The same species might be safe in one area, but toxic in another. The best way to avoid Ciguatera is to avoid eating large fish, target fish in deeper waters, and talk to the locals because different rules apply in different areas.
Yeah, and I passed on some giant dogs because I know the situation with Ciguatera here.
Dope. So that was Captain Jack Spiro hanging out with Adventure Man Dan. You literally got the spirit animals heading to go meet up with Captain Jack Spiro, Adventure Man Dan, Blake Sparrow, which is actually his real name, and then you got Lane and Dylan. It's like the spearfishing Marvel gang. So we're gonna go spearing with them tomorrow. We're gonna show up around 9 and hang out with them all day. You ready?
Oh yeah.
We haven't dove in forever, so we're super excited.
This might be quite entertaining.
We are very excited.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna crush this episode, and then tomorrow's the day.
To chase some tail.
We're chasing tail, baby.
We are currently in St. Thomas, and we are headed out to go meet up with Captain Jack Spiro, Adventure Man Dan, and a few other guys to go do some spear fishing. Yeah, they've had some good luck with some spearing already.
What happened, Jeff?
Dude, we weren't as quick as the barracudas were.
All right, we're rolling up.
I think we're about to get hit. I have superior balance.
I need your insurance. We've got boat damage now. That spirit animal.
What up, man?
Dude, this thing's massive. My God.
It's relative out here, dude.
Sorry about your muscles.
We were just on a boat yesterday that made this thing look like a damn peanut.
Yeah, that's sick. Don't do it. Nope. Nope.
Anyway, let us know when you guys are ready, all right?
All right, well, we're gonna anchor up.
Do your thing.
Jack Spiro is in the house.
Yes!
Welcome,
Finally!
Welcome to the Spirit Animal.
Finally, the play on words continue.
We'll let you know if you're part of the Spirit Club after today.
The spirit crew.
Are we still
Yeah.
part of it?
Yeah, I don't know. We
Yeah,
have
you
not
guys-
speared in a year.
It was finally time to load up the dinghy and head out on a spearing mission. It had been way too long since we were in an area where spearfishing was legal, and on top of that, we finally got to try out our brand new Mythicon spear guns. which should be a luxury since we've been using pole spears since we can remember. We caught up with the rest of the group, loaded our spear guns, and started scanning the reef for our next meal. As we continued scanning, the underwater world unfolded like a living masterpiece. Schools of fish darted by, stingrays gliding gracefully over the reef, turtles casually drifting through the blue water, adding a serene balance to the hunt. Adventureman Dan snagged a nice-sized barjack while we kept scanning, taking our time, being very selective due to the risk of ciguatera in the area. As we continued taking dives, Ruff finally spotted a potential target, so he tossed his flasher and made a dive.
First shot, first kill.
Yellowjack?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yoo-hoo. You see the shark? Yeah. I'm gonna go get this back in the boat.
After landing a couple fish for dinner, we decided to go try one more ledge, which turned out wasn't a ledge at all. But that wasn't a big deal because we heard there was another cool spot in the area.
All right, you guys, we're gonna go to like a crazy cavern cave, allegedly, that's what Blake says. But we're gonna go check that out. It's called Blackbeard's Ear, or Eye, Blackbeard's Eye. So it's some kind of pirate cave. So let's see what this thing is all about.
Swimming into these caves is always an eerie mystery because you never know what you're gonna find on the other side. And luckily, Jack offered to go first.
This is big. Dude, you can like get up in there. This is so cool.
We swam back through the tunnel and out of the cave and headed back to the boat to cook up some dinner with the crew.
All right, you guys, so Raph and Sasha took the mutton and then also Raph's yellowjack that he popped. And we're gonna go on their boat and we're gonna do a big old fish cookout. Elaine slayed the lobsters again. Where are they at?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, nice.
So we got the boys coming over here. We got a big old bag of yellowjack. I am 1 for 1 with my Mythicon spear gun. That's exciting. It's always nice to hit your first fish on your first shot with your new gun. And we've got a nice mutton snapper that Jack shot. So we're about to grill that up. What up, dude?
Yo! What's up, bro?
What's up?
And everyone's here too! Hi guys!
Yo!
Now you're a sailor as well. What
I am.
boat are you sailing? Because this is pretty crazy.
I have a 40-foot homemade concrete catch monohull.
Wow.
I didn't know much about sailing. I used to be a mechanic. I used to fix houses and apartments, and working 7 days a week. Bought a boat and took off and aimed for Puerto Rico and ended up here. It was in no condition to get down here.
Wow.
But it made it.
Yeah, so Blake lives on a cement monohull.
It's concrete on the outside completely, and then wire mesh, and then
Wire.
concrete, and then wire mesh.
Yeah.
And then the top border of the whole thing is just actually iron.
Oh,
They
okay.
didn't use stainless, so it leaves rust stains on the side of my boat. I'm on the hunt for another boat.
Yeah. Well, we've run into a few as we've made our way down. Grenada's got some good ones too. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so just wanted to share that. That's pretty cool. We have never run across someone with a cement boat. Okay, time to go enjoy some dinner.
Life was good. Fresh fish, fresh lobster, a bunch of friends getting together on a boat in the middle of the Caribbean, about to enjoy a hard-earned meal in an anchorage we had all to ourselves. This is what sailing is all about.
We're gonna dig into this food. It's freaking delicious. Every single part of it is amazing.
After we ate and shared some good stories, we all ended this amazing day with the expectations to do it all again tomorrow. We already had some new reefs picked out, and we are anxious to do some blue water spearing. But in the middle of the night, we got an unexpected surprise.
I messed up. That yellow jack was way too big, and
Everyone got ciguatera. I'm about to go check on the others and see how they're doing.
Hey, how do you feel, Cole?
Well, I'm gonna leave you up to it. Oh, it was charcoal too. That might be me here soon. Sorry, Jack. What's up, guys? I don't want to worry you too much. We are fine. That was old footage from a while back, but we don't want to skip it. This is important stuff. Ciguatera has been a huge part of my life in the last 5 years. So I want to share with you my experiences, how to avoid it, and what to do if you get it. So make sure and hit subscribe so you catch the next video on Ciguatera. Also, if you want to follow any of the guys that we're with, Captain Jack Spiro is a 100-foot diver. He is a legend at spearfishing. Adventureman Dan also has a sailing channel. He kind of does what we do and sails around the Caribbean, and I think he's in the Bahamas doing a 100-day challenge right now. And then we have Captain Blake Sparrow, who I don't even know if his boat's still floating, but I think he's got a channel too. So make sure and go check those guys out.
And also we have the Odyssey Sailing Festival coming up in just 5 weeks. It is a 7-day regatta around the BVIs the first week of April. There's only 4 cabins left, so make sure to click the link down in the description below and sign up before all the cabins are gone.
As always, we want to thank our patrons from the bottom of our hearts, as well as our upper tier patrons who get a plaque on the spirit animal. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another adventure here on the channel. Please hit subscribe, like, share, comment, and we will see you guys next week.